Welcome to another episode of Bowsie's Vlogs, and it's Bowsie's birthday! You lost your hat. You don't want to wear that, do you? Well, I think it looks good on you, right? Like that. Got a little strap that goes under your chin. There you go. Good girl. Now, let me fix it. There you go. See? I think that hat's a little too big for you. That one would go on the Godzilla's head, but not on yours. Yeah. But there are a lot of other things that bearded dragons would love to get on their birthdays, or Christmas, or any holiday, really. But you're probably wondering now, what would be ideal to get a bearded dragon, especially a happy one? What to get them for birthdays, Christmases, just in general. And the best thing to get your bearded dragon, first and foremost, get them what they need. Get them food, get them medicine, get them supplements, get them calcium, their favorite foods. You know, treat them to a grape or some kiwi fruit or a mango or anything that they like. That would be a really good way to help celebrate their birthday, and it gives them something that they really, really enjoy and something they really love. Well, take a look in your pet store in the reptile section. There's tons of ideas to go on. You could probably get your bearded dragon another decoration for their terrariums or vivariums. You can get. They love sleeping in hammocks, so maybe it would be ideal to get them a hammock. I don't yet have a hammock for you, but you enjoy sleeping over your log, so I'm just gonna let you sleep on your log in your favorite place. And let's say that they've got all of that and they don't have any room for more decorations in their terrariums. So what can you get them that signifies a sense of individuality with you and your bearded dragon? And there are other places online that do sell apparel for bearded dragons. For instance, if you ever want to take your bearded dragon out for a walk in the nice summer sun, a harness is definitely one to get your to keep in mind. Now, harnesses are very harmless as long as they don't constrict the movement of the bearded dragon and it's not too tight on them. A harness is very ideal for making sure they don't run away from you if they ever do get loose. And I do know that a lot of bearded dragon owners love to take their bearded dragons outside, and I do the same thing with Bowsie all the time. And with a harness, you can't go wrong. They will not escape you. A lot of the stuff I'm not going to be able to put on you, but some of the stuff I will. And they also make, look at this, a spiky collar that you could put around their necks. Now, I usually don't... Bowsie, you want to wear your collar? You want to wear your collar? Okay, well, putting things on a bearded dragon could be a little awkward at first. But always remember, if they're hypersensitive or if they're hypertentious like Bowsie is right now, you just wait for them to play it out in any aspect, whether you're trimming their claws or putting clothing on them or apparel. You just wait for them to play it out, and then they'll calm down, and then you can proceed. Let's see how you look with your new collar. And this is something that you can add just like that to your bearded dragon. She likes it. She's smiling. You like that collar? Do you like that collar, baby? Do you like that collar, Bowsie? It looks so good on you. Look at that. And it has some very strong Velcro, so that way it doesn't come off. And it's very easy to apply, even with one hand. And it's not constrictive on their necks. It doesn't constrict their breathing, because there's plenty of room between the collar and their necks. And you got to make sure you don't put it on too tight. You don't want to restrict their breathing, don't you? Yeah. Hi. You like your collar, don't you? Huh? Yeah. Oh, she is loving this. Yeah, she knows it's her birthday too, so. Now, hats are another thing. And hats, usually small hats like this, but if you find like doll's clothing or something like that, and if they happen to fit your bearded dragon, just make sure that it's not too tight, doesn't restrict them too much, and it does not cut off their circulation from breathing. That's a huge aspect, but Bowsie has worn her hat before. This is her cowboy hat, or cowgirl hat, in this case. And we're just going to put that on. And there you have the hat. So you got your collar, you got your hat. Yeah, let me fix this. Let me fix it. There you go. There you go. Up. I didn't put it on tight enough. Well, if you don't put it on tight enough, you can put it on a little bit tighter so that it conforms more to their body and shape. But, with one hand, it's very difficult to do that. And so, like with trimming the claws, this could be a two-man job. So let me take your collar off of you. I know it's very loose on you. It's starting to fall off of you. And then you can even... Now, a lot of this stuff is very easy to make, too. All you need to do is just get some fabric and then just stick some Velcro on it. Just make sure that it's conformed to size for your bearded dragon, and you can make a nice little bandana for their necks. So if you don't feel like the collar is a good switch, then maybe it's time to go southwestern, put a bandana around your neck. There's her bandana. See? How do you like that one, Bowsie? Is that a nice bandana? You like that? Like that? These are just some of the bearded dragon apparel that you can get for them. There you go. There's Bowsie in her hat. Now I was able to put it on her properly. And now she's about ready to ride on the range. Now ready to ride the range, aren't you, baby? Yeah. How does Bowsie like her toys? You like your toys? Well, you sure look nice. Yeah. But always remember, though, if you buy your bearded dragon any kind of apparel like hats, scarves, clothing, dresses, harnesses, make sure they get used to it first. A lot of bearded dragons might be temperamental about wearing things because they're not used to being, fashion models. So you got to really get them used to it. Some of them will just take right to it like ducks to water. Like Bowsie here. When we first got the hat and the harness, and the little bandana here. I mean, she was eager to try those on, and once she got them on, she looked at me and she did a little gape, and I thought it was really cute. So I set her down, and she didn't seem to mind it. She, didn't show any signs of discomfort. She didn't show any signs of, bewilderment. Like, what the heck is this stuff on me? And she actually kind of likes it. Look at that. She's trying to sport a gape, but yeah. Yeah, there you go. Isn't that a cute girl? You look so cute. You do. Yes, you do. But these are just some of the things that you can purchase for your bearded dragon in addition to the things they need, such as food, such as their favorite foods, such as decorations for their terrarium, maybe new water dish, new food bowl. There you go. Now she's gaping really good. Now she's glad to have that stuff off of her. And I don't blame you either, because you're not used to wearing all that apparel, aren't you, huh? But you still don't mind it. She doesn't mind it. Yeah. Yeah, you're a good girl. You're so happy. You are such a happy girl. Other than that, though, other things that you can buy for them that they'll really love, and bearded dragons, especially Bowsie. I don't know about all bearded dragons, but Bowsie loves things that are soft. I have a pillow over on the bed over there, and when she first got on that pillow, I mean, it was so extremely soft. The fabric, real easy to find. We went to the Dollar General, and we found these really, really, really soft pillows that were just exquisite. They were very exquisite feeling, and I put Bowsie on that, and she just went right to sleep. She loved it. She sunk herself down into it and started doing the nestling thing. So she really loves soft things. And if you can maybe find some of that fabric to maybe like make a little blanket or something for them, or like a pillow or something that you can make out of fabric like that, they will love it to death, let me tell you. And Bowsie loves her soft materials. But by any means, if you do buy your bearded dragon something they like apparel, something soft like blankets or pillows, you really don't want to put those in their terrarium. Or if you do, make sure you monitor them, because something might happen. They might get tangled up in it, or just whatever. It might draw parasites. You never know. So if you put anything other than a hammock in your bearded dragon's terrariums, always remember that whatever goes in there has to come back out of there before you leave them unattended. Of course, except for their basking stick or cave decorations or any other decorations you would put into a terrarium that they can normally have in there. But I'm talking about foreign objects, like if you make a bed or something and you put them, and they like to lounge in it, or if you make them a blanket, or if you make them a pillow, or if they have a favorite pillow that they have. You don't want to leave that in the terrarium all the time. You just want to maybe like let them use it while you bring them out, but you definitely don't want to leave it in their terrarium. That is not a good idea. Mainly for the fact that A, it can get dirty very easily and attract parasites, and that's something you don't want near your bearded dragon. Two, they could get tangled up in it, they can get injured. Lots of other things can come from that. So, although bearded dragons don't mind apparel and new foreign things that they usually are not in their natural habitats, they do love these things, but at the same time, it should not be around them 24/7. With the exception, of course, of the harness. If you want to get them on a harness to get them used to it, that's a different story. You have to train them to get used to the harness. Because if you're going to take your bearded dragon out a lot, it's always best to invest in a harness, get them used to it, practice it with them for maybe about an hour a day. And by the time summer comes around, and that's Bowsie's favorite season of all time, mine too, then they can go onto their harness like it was just an everyday activity, and you can take them out, and they won't feel as intimidated as they would if you were first putting them on and they were not used to it. So there are just a myriad of different things you can get for your bearded dragon on their special day. And since it's Bowsie's birthday, what do you say we get on your harness? Huh? You get on your harness? You want to go outside for a bit? Want to run around in the grass? You do? It's like, I understand what she said. She understands. It's like, I know she doesn't understand what I say, but it's just funny though. Sometimes when I'm talking to Bowsie and she knows I'm talking to her, she'll just gape and she'll respond. She'll tilt her head at me, and that's all signs of a good bearded dragon, one who's got a lot of trust in you and one who works very well with their owners. One who's also very responsive and also one very alert. And so if you don't know what to look for in the health of a bearded dragon, just look for the signs of their head movements. If they move their head around a lot, they're very aware of their surroundings and they're very healthy. Look at their eyes. Are they sunken or are they full? If they're sunken, that means they're dehydrating and you need to get them as much hydration as possible. But on other aspects of things, if you got a healthy bearded dragon, you will see a lot of movement in their bodies, and they'll be very agile creatures too. They'll jump around a lot, and they'll run when they have a good stretch of footing. They'll start running and sprinting, and other signs of health. There's just a lot of different ways that you can determine the health of your bearded dragon. But if you ever suspect your bearded dragon to be lethargic in any way, if they're ill, if they're not feeling like themselves, first and foremost, note their brumation cycles, because it might not be anything to worry about. But if they are out of brumation cycles and they're still feeling lethargic, that is when you have to call your veterinarian to make sure that they are getting the best health as possible. And you definitely want to go through one who specializes in exotic pets. So always ask your veterinarian, do you specialize in exotic pets? And then explain to them, I got a bearded dragon, and I may need to call upon you for further assistance, and they would be more than happy to help you and your bearded dragon stay safe and healthy. Isn't that right, Bowsie? Isn't that right, baby? Yeah. In fact, your veterinarian is very happy for you, too. Yeah. But in all actuality, you should at least take your bearded dragon to the veterinarian at least once a year, just to make sure that everything is going fine. But if you're already trained to know what to look for in bearded dragons, chances are you don't really need to send them in for a checkup, but still do so, because they could detect things that even the most experienced bearded dragons owners can't. And there could be something on the inside that they don't know they have, that you don't know that they have. There could be something that could be wrong with them, but their body language says otherwise. So always remember, once a year, take your bearded dragon into the veterinarian for its yearly checkups, and because they could detect something that we can't detect ourselves. Even if you are a very experienced bearded dragon owner and know exactly what to look for, your veterinarian might still be able to find a few things that you could either do to improve the health of your bearded dragon, or to make sure that everything is a-okay with your bearded dragon as well. Isn't that right, Bowsie? Isn't that right, Bowsie? Well, this is going to be a rather short vlog, but I do have an anecdote. It's anecdote time. Bowsie, are you ready for this? Okay, a couple of days ago, and this has nothing to do with Bowsie's birthday, but this was so adorable, and this is just proves my point that whenever Bowsie and I are together, when I first get Bowsie out of her terrarium, and she does the cutest things ever. And this time, she has done something that she's never done before, and it was so adorable. What I did was I picked her up, and I was holding her like this, and then she crawled up to my nose, pushing her nose against mine, and then doing this. Back and forth, nice and slow. She was doing this. And I'm like, Bowsie, you're nuzzling me the way I nose nuzzle you. She is definitely picking up on my habits, and I was just amazed. And even though I know that she's learned affection from her owner, it never ceases to amaze me all of the new tricks she can learn how to pick up. Especially nose nuzzles, like I do all the time, like this. And you know what that means, huh? Yeah, you did that the other day without even me moving my nose. You were the one who moved your head against my nose like this. And it was just so adorable. Her head went back and forth, and it was just the most adorable thing. It really was, yeah. But every single day, I give Bowsie nose nuzzles, and I do this with her too, with my cheek. Give her nice nuzzles every single day. I take her out. I'm always doing this. And not only am I giving her nuzzles, but now the cat has started to get affectionate around Bowsie. And a couple of years ago, the cat was a little bit standoffish with Bowsie. I remember Christmas a couple of years ago, we had her in a Santa hat, and we were taking pictures of her on the couch. The cat comes up, and Bowsie doesn't even miss a beat. She's very curious, very inquisitive, and she goes and licks the cat's nose. The cat freaks out. He almost jumps and doubles back off the couch. And Bowsie's just sitting there like, what? I thought it was cute. And she's just sitting there with a little smile and with a little gape, just a little tiny one, not a big one. But she's just sitting there with a little gape, her tongue tip just barely peeking out. Like, yeah, I got you, huh? But now the cat is actually taken very well with Bowsie and is very eager to see Bowsie a lot more often now. And when I have her out, the cat will actually rub his head under her chin. And I'm like, wow, that is Bowsie's favorite spot to be rubbed. How did the cat know this? Maybe there's some kind of communication between the cat and the bearded dragon. Who knows? But Bowsie does love being stroked under her chin. It's very soothing. Yeah. Isn't that right, baby? So, Bowsie, since it's your birthday, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You want to go outside? Go outside and run around in the grass? All right, well, let's get your harness and go outside. All right?